The Joe Rogan Experience.
Well, that is the one area of your life where you've got some authority and control, and that is what I'm about. Is like I can stop myself being like watching pornography. I can stop myself using drugs if I want to, like, you know, with some support. And that's what this book here, Mentors, which I talk about you in only for a paragraph. You know what I mean? It's not like like literary fellatio. It's a small nod of your influence and impact. I talk about how we have latent qualities within us that are sometimes hard to realise on without support. But if you find a mentor in an area where you're looking to improve, they can kind of awaken energies within you that on your own you wouldn't be able to use. I had a really recent experience of it where I was sort of like freaking out about something. I spoke to like a mentor of mine, and like the way that he sort of spoke to me was like sort of aggressive, like a sort of an aggressive, that's not going to happen, you are not afraid. And like it woke up the part of me that feels that way, that has that kind of, I would say, sort of male certainty, a kind of grounded energy. He was able to sort of like direct it at me, and like in that moment in myself, all bewildered, I wasn't able to do it. You know, I needed to resource it externally in a moment. So this is how I sort of feel like your individual journey. I'm interested in how, because I'm guessing with your background in martial arts and stuff, mentorship seems pretty much stitched into that. You must continually be looking at someone, learning from someone, trying to equal them or whatever it is.
Yeah, the good part about that is you get good at learning things and you get good at listening. You know, as a martial arts student, you don't just listen. You listen very intently. You bow. You say, "Sir." You know, I mean, there's so much discipline involved in the act of learning. Yeah, and so much reverence and respect for people who know more than you, and appreciation. So that helped me with pretty much everything I ever wanted to learn. I just would listen very intently. I don't think, maybe I could figure it out better. I'm very good at listening to people that are good at things.
That's interesting. Did you first get into, like, you know, I've picked up stuff over the various shows of yours that I've listened to, but would you say that your inaugural interest in martial arts came from kind of domestic distress and stuff? Yeah. Were you having a difficult home life and not a good relationship with your stepdad, am I right in saying?
There was that, but it was also moving more than anything. I mean, my stepdad's a nice guy, but it's always a weird situation, you know.
No one likes the dynamic of someone having sex with their mother. I remember having the similar feelings about my own stepdad. What are they doing in there? He's a great guy, though.
I don't want to paint him in a bad way. No. It's just, what was really hard was moving a lot and running into bullies. That was way harder than anything else.
So there was a time in your life where you felt very, presumably, vulnerable and not grounded.
Didn't have any friends, constantly moving to new neighborhoods, meeting new people. And, you know, and when you're a young boy, you're a teenage boy, teenage boys are fucking dangerous.
Yeah, man. They're the worst.
They're the worst.
If you see a group of them now, I'm talking about my country, 13, 14 years old, I'll cross the street. Yeah. They're lawless.
Yeah. Well, young boys are they're always looking to impress each other, and they have these, if you want to find real toxic masculinity, it exists in teenage boys. You know, it's mostly exaggerated in men. The way it's described is mostly exaggerated in terms of the way the media talks about it, but in its purest form. And teenage boys, they get together and they start lighting frogs on fire and doing shit. They do things because they want to like one up each other, and they feed off of each other. Like, what one boy would do is so different than what five boys would do. What five boys would do could be horrific, but what one boy would do on his own is very rarely there. Because, you know, you have to think about yourself and think about, is this right? And you objectively analyze the way you're behaving, and like, people wouldn't be proud of me if I did it this way. But when you're with five other boys and you're all rambunctious and filled with testosterone and piss and vinegar, you wind up doing crazy things.
This is, when I hear something like that, it's difficult not to think that it's, of course, relative. Relative to us, the behaviour of adolescent males is reckless and crazy. It's not impossible to conceive of an intelligence that would look at the behaviour of adult human beings and think, oh my God, what's governing these people? What principles are they using?
Right. You know, like, what's the end goal too? Like, what are you trying to accomplish with your life, with your existence, with your time?